You know what I just did, guys? You will not believe this. So you know I have another channel. I have the other channel, which is Florida Fun and More. So on the Florida Fun and More, I have been sitting on there for the last 17 minutes or so, streaming to nobody, because that channel is not monetized, so I'm not allowed to actually show anything on there. So that was a waste of 17 minutes, and I know there are people out here that probably were tuning in just after 5 to see if I was going to pop in. And here it is 20 minutes after, and nobody was here. So anyways, all right, so 20 minutes after, we're going to go ahead and start what we originally were going to do. And one of the things we're going to talk about today is a new product that I bought. I bought a QSC KC12, which is a column speaker for my Duo. And tested out today. It sounds phenomenal. I was just totally shocked that it sounded as good as it does. I was like, wow. How can these line array, or not line array, but these column speakers sound this good? I have a Bose system. I've been using that for about a year now or so. And I don't particularly care for that one. I was like, yeah, this is not cutting it for me. Just like, it's kind of muddy. It doesn't really, the throw of it is not very far. And it doesn't do it for me. So, bought this KC12 and just got it this morning. And the first experience I had with it was not very good, because I was pulling it out of the box and I threw my back out. So the middle of my back here feels like I got a cramp in there. Who is on here? Oh, Steph. Hey, Steph. What do you have to say? It went away. But anyways, so I went ahead and pulled my back out, and then I set the PA up, and it sounds great. I mean, KC12, it's a brand new product. It's just been out a few months, or actually not even. I think it's only been out like maybe a month, maybe two. But it's killer. So if you're looking for a one of those column, PAs, like, all in one for even a band. I mean, you put two of these with a band, probably would be plenty enough for you to play with your band. But for an acoustic, like an acoustic single or duo, even a DJ. Hey, how are you, Alex? Good to see you, man. And they sound great. I mean, really, really good. So anyways, that was one of the things I'm going to talk to you about. Another thing, I know Steph knows about this. We've been trying to get a screw out of a Telecaster for about a week or so. We have tried pretty much everything. We, take the tap out, everything. It won't come out. I was gonna do make a line across it with a Dremel tool, but I'm not gonna do that. And the reason I'm not gonna do that, we did a tap and die. We tried that didn't work. And I was gonna do a thing with the Dremel and stuff, but the only reason I'm not gonna do the Dremel thing is this. You're gonna think I'm crazy by saying this, but the reason I'm not going to do it is I go on vacation next week. And leading up to that, I will tell you that not next Wednesday, I'll be on next Wednesday, just a little after 5, unlike today that I totally messed up and streamed to the other channel about all this stuff. But the week after, so like the very beginning of May, I guess it is, the very end of June. I guess end of June, I think it will be. Or not June, what am I talking about? April? Yeah, into April. April and then May, but that Wednesday, we won't be here. And I'll tell you why here in a second. But I don't want to go in here and Dremel this thing just in case I goof up, get something in my eye, even though I got goggles on. I'm paranoid about it. That's what's happening. I don't mind doing the tap and die thing or doing the drill, doing this stuff. That's fine. But the Dremel thing, I've had bad experiences with it. So I'm going to pass on the Dremel thing until I get back from my vacation. But the reason I was going to tell you, one of the things about taking a vacation and what I'm going to do is I'm going to totally take a vacation. So if you have my cell phone number or anything like that, I won't answer. I'm not going to answer. I'm going completely off the grid, completely. And I kind of recommend this to other people. Go completely off the grid. Turn the TV off. Turn the computer off. Turn your phone off. Just walk away. Yeah, I know it's kind of hard to say that, but no, it's a thing you actually have to do. Bring me and I'll do it for you. Well, if you get a chance, you come on down. I'm not bringing it down there. I'm sure somebody out there, somebody else besides you, Steph, that is closer by here will probably come by and do it for me anyways. But I thank you for the offer. But no, I'm going to detox. I'm definitely going to detox. I've been trying to do this a lot. Like Mondays, I usually will kind of turn the phone off and not really do anything other than I have a tradition that I do in the mornings. I always like to say good morning to my friends that are out there that always say good morning. I always like to reply to them. I also like to, on this is on Facebook, but I like to make sure I wish everyone a happy birthday. So if you have a happy birthday coming up, happy birthday. Because I think that's important. I think it helps all of us to feel better. So anyways, what do we have playing today? As I've sat here, I've already explained this to the other channel that was not watching. We have Paul Reed Smith 245 that doesn't like to stay in tune very well. For some reason, I got to work on it. I think if it had the locking tuners on it, these don't have the locking tuners. So, and they're the Spark, the positive grid Spark amp. It's got a little quartz on it. How's that song, right? How's that song? Now it goes. Anybody know what that is? It's a song from the 90s. I think 90s or early 2000s. You know what it is, tell me. Anyways, so lots of stuff exciting coming up here with me as I'm going on vacation. I cannot wait for it. I don't know about you guys. What do you like to do on your vacation? What do you like to do? I'm gonna go off the grid here and talk different stuff here for a second. As I haven't really talked much about the guitars, because I'm kind of in vacation mode. I have one more weekend, I'm done. And I'm going away. What do you guys like to do for your vacations? What do you do? Do you go to a lake? Do you go to the beach? Do you go, I guess you wouldn't go snow skiing right now. I don't know if is there any snow anywhere right now? Yeah, I guess there's probably somewhere. If you're in the Swiss Alps, somewhere like that. What do we have here, Alex? Hiking, disconnecting from the day. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. That's a good one. Disconnect. You know, On my other channel, I have a couple things coming up. I'll have a couple videos will be kind of cool. I'm actually going to Epic Universe on Monday. I got a ticket to go to Epic Universe. If you don't know what Epic Universe is, it is Universal's newest park. So Universal Studios opened up this, that's my nose itches. Somebody's talking about me. They opened up this really cool park called Epic Universe. Now it's still kind of in test phases, but they gave us a preview for annual pass holders. And I think they've already had team members and stuff like that they've been able to go through. But we're gonna go Monday, myself, just me, by myself, nobody else. I'm gonna go over there and check it all out. And I'll post my experience on that on my other channel, Florida Fun and More, and get that out of the way. So, but I'm totally excited about that. That's kind of like the start of my vacation. I'm gonna go to Epic Universe on Monday. No phones, other than the filming it with my my Osmos. That'll be the only thing I do. Alexander Springs. Yeah, you know, I ride by that place. I actually go by that place. When do I go to Alexander Springs? I see it. I'm trying to think what gig it is. I go out there. Is Alexander Springs off of 458, I think it is? Out in the middle, it's in the middle of the state, out towards Useless or Umatilla, one of those. It's out in that area, I believe. I call it Useless, but it's Eustis. But I think it's Umatilla. I think it's closer to Umatilla. And speaking of Umatilla, what famous drag racer is from Umatilla? You know, in the comments, you can leave that down there. Let me know. But yeah, so we're gonna detox. We will, I'm hoping maybe play a little guitar with some other people on my vacation. I'm not playing with my band. I'm kind of walking away from that. I'm just gonna kind of walk away from that for the week. Not playing with it, you know, any of that. No organized gigs at all. I'm gonna actually see if I can jam with some other people, just to jam. I don't do jamming. I'm not a jam guy. I mean, the other night I was out, we went to a place called OB's Sports Grill, I think it is. Yeah, well, OB's Sports Grill. We went out there, I had a night off, and the drummer came up to me and he said, "Hey, Randy, you want to sit in?" I looked at my wife, she said, "I don't care." I said, "Sure, why not?" So I went up there. I actually, first I asked him, I said, "Hey, does your guitar player, does he mind?" He goes, "No, he wants you to play." Okay. So I go up and I play with him, and I think we played like 4 songs, something like that. Play funky music and a couple other funky medleys, and I sang "I Melt With You," and we did I think "Blister in the Sun." I think there's something else we played, but I don't remember. But that was, you know, sitting in and playing stuff that I always play. I don't consider that jamming. When jamming to me, as I like to walk into a situation, I don't know about you, if you like doing this too, but walking into a situation that you've never played any of these songs. You learn these on the fly. You learn these songs on the fly. You know the songs, but you learn them on the fly. How do you find things to play with other people? You know, there's all kinds of jam sessions that are, in this area, we have tons of just open mic jam sessions. So you can go do that. There's blues. I know there's some acoustic ones. There's some rock ones. There's place Beachside on the Beachside. There's a place called Beachside. And then there's Peanuts and New Smyrna has a really good jam. The Turn has a jam. I know that I know Chance Gardner has one up in Bunnell at Redneck something, Redneck Bob's. I don't know what it is. Someplace, I don't know what it is. But anyways, there are places, you know, you just check check around, ask on Facebook. Is it not Facebook? Facebook, yeah, actually, Facebook, I believe, does have some. If you go on to your local community thing and look for open jams, sometimes you'll find a group that has a bunch of Slayer. You know, I have yet to play any Slayer with a band. I have yet to play any. I played Iron Maiden and some of that stuff, but I have not played Slayer with anybody. I think we played, what else? What was one of the funniest ones I played? I'm trying to think what it was. Might have been Morbid Death, but Play It Now. Oh yeah, okay, Play It Now. Yeah, all right. So the only thing I think I know, I don't even know the song is actually the name. I just know I played it with somebody. Let's see here, let's find out. And by the way, I'm not a metal player. I'm not a tune player. Ah, there goes the phone. Oh no. Oh no, I got a bigger problem. Less playing anything. Because I shouldn't be messing with this amp right now. So you may not get your wish. Let's see here. And if I give you any Slayer, it's going to be a very short piece. Let's see, you need that turned off. I think this guitar is tuned to half step tones. Okay, let's see. That's it. That's all you get. Anyways, so no, I don't usually play a lot of metal. It's funny. People often look at me and think, "Oh, he's a metal player." I will play metal if somebody pays me to play metal. But unfortunately, a lot of the really good metal that's out there and has been out there forever does not pay money. I hate to say that. It doesn't pay anything. You know, I play for money. I'm a money whore. I do it to actually make a living. You know, that little extra money kind of helps me live. And so I'm more used to going, let me see. I'm not used to this guitar. Or stuff like that. I'm more used to that type of stuff, you know, than I am playing, you know, even round and round or anything like that, you know. About the most metal thing I actually play is glam metal. Nice out-of-tune guitar. But no, that's the closest thing I play to any metal, really, I think, that I'm actually playing now. Round and Round is a great guitar song. It is great. I love playing it when I do get a chance to play it. Usually if it's on a song list that I'm playing, I definitely have to go over it before I play it, because there's no way I can remember all the riffs and stuff through that. But it's a great song to play. I like playing it. I'm hoping it may be on one of the lists I have coming up. I'm playing with a band in Orlando on the 4th of July. And I know in the past they did do the song, but it was like 3 years ago, and that was the last time I played that song. And if it's on the list, I'll go back over it and learn it and have it ready. Dokken, that is another one. We never get to play that. No, Dokken does not come. And I don't think I've ever played any Dokken since probably, let's see, when's the last time I probably played a Dokken song? 1983? 83, 84, something like that. I'm trying to think about that. Yeah, probably 84 was the last time I actually played anything Dokken. And it was like we played Just Got Lucky, Into the Fire. What was the other one we played? I know we played a few. We played, there were more songs than that, but I can't remember. But I know, yeah. I think a few years, probably 15 years back, I was playing Just Got Lucky at a guitar show. And I had actually, a band actually did play, so that's probably the last time back then. What was that? Yngwie Malmsteen. No. No, I am not a sweeper. I have a problem with this finger right here. I broke this finger playing basketball when I was like 14 or 15 years old. And sometimes it locks up. So sometimes I will say I do sweep, but it's a very rare occasion when I just kind of am goofing off and I just kind of do it. But no Yngwie, no. I'm not a big fan of Yngwie, actually. I have a friend of mine that actually was friends with Yngwie, and they were down in the Miami area, and he was hanging out with Yngwie, and they were all buddy and hanging out and all this stuff, and they've been doing this for weeks, maybe months, I don't know how long. But he picked up a guitar, and this guy was a good guitar player, very good guitar player. And he picked up a guitar, and Yngwie was sitting there, and he just started going at it and playing guitar really well. And all of a sudden, Yngwie got up and said, "Get out, leave," and kicked him out of the house. I don't think he knows to this exact day why he threw him out, but he said, "Leave." So, and I mean, the guy, like I said, the guy is a good guitar player. Totally different than Yngwie. And this guy has played on some records. This guy has done stuff. I won't bring up his name or anything, but he has played on stuff that you have heard. But not like, he's not an Yngwie player. I don't know why Yngwie would even say, "Get out, leave." So, but after I heard that story, that how he kind of is that way, I was like, maybe I don't want to meet this guy. I have met a lot of pretty famous people, and not all of them are nice. You know, like who's the most famous person you have met that you had a great experience with? Who really gave you, like, you know, you're like, wow, this guy's a really great guy. But who was the worst? Who was the worst that you ever met? So, I could go through a bunch, but I'm not going to go through it. I'm not going to do that. We had, actually had a couple guys yesterday, a couple, not real big stars, big stars or anything, but they were doing a show here in one of the venues here, and they nice guys. So, but I usually don't mention a lot of them. A lot of times I have these people come in here, and we, so most people would pull their camera out and try to take pictures of these people, and I'm not that guy. I really don't take many pictures. Like if you come in the shop, there's a couple pictures in here in the shop from people that did come in that maybe they requested, "Hey, let's take a picture," and I'll take a picture. But then others, I mean, my buddy Dale, who comes in here, who's a wrestler for WCW, or was a wrestler for WCW and TNA and stuff like that, he's come in, we've taken pictures of each other, but he's more of a friend than just some guy coming in the store that, starstruck. I mean, I will say this, I'm probably more starstruck with like people outside my industry, like musicians and stuff like that. to me, most musicians are just another musician. Like you guys out there that play guitar and whatever, you're just other musicians. So, what's this? Howdy from Clearwater. What's happened over in Clearwater? Beautiful water over there. Beautiful Gulf of America, I guess it is now. I guess that's what I'm supposed to refer to it as. Oh, but it was the Stephen Dowd. Stephen Dowd. Okay, not a good guy or bad guy. So, you know, Blackie Lawless. I've heard he's actually pretty cool. I actually had a friend of mine actually play with him and said he was actually really cool. So, but you know, like I said, there's people that I have met, but like the people that are in my industry, I'm not intimidated by them. They don't freak me out. You know, so I don't get all like, oh, you know, there's blah blah blah. You know, it's more people that are outside my element, like, you know, like the wrestler guys. I have met several of these professional wrestlers. I kind of get, you know, some of them I get kind of starstruck. You know, like I met a guy that wrestles in AEW right now, and he was in WWE for a long time. He moved to AEW, and super nice guy, probably one of the nicest people I've ever met. But at first I was kind of like, you know, you be green with my brush thing. I don't know what that meant, but plus I can't really see it really well. This screen is really little, by the way. It's like super tiny, and my eyes are not what they used to be because I'm old. But yeah, so there's some people. Let's see, Greg Kinn, great guy. Yeah, Greg Kinn, I wouldn't mind meeting him. He seems like a nice guy. Or what is Greg Kinn still around? For some reason I think he is passed, but I'm not positive. Or maybe somebody from his band passed. I don't know. I don't remember. But yeah, there's several guys out there I know people have met that have been great. Rest in peace. Yeah, I was going to say, I thought Greg Kinn passed away a couple of years ago. Yeah, he would have been one I would have liked to met. I saw Huey Lewis, and he was one of those guys I wouldn't mind meeting. And I'll tell you, the guy that I would like to meet more than anybody, and you're going to say I'm crazy in this, is Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho is on my bucket list to meet. And you're going, why Chris Jericho? He plays in Fozzy. He's got his band Quarantine. And he's a professional wrestler. Once again, it goes back to wrestling. I'm a mark. I'm a big wrestling mark. I love wrestling. But Chris Jericho probably knows more about music than anybody I've ever listened to. He talks about music on his podcast, and he just knows so much stuff. Plus, he knows a lot more about other things as well. He's a big Halloween person. I'm a big Halloween person. I love Halloween. Halloween's like my favorite holiday of all the holidays. I'm big time into that. Halloween Horror Nights will start going on sale probably in June for tickets for that. I'll get those tickets right off the bat. I'm going to go do that, and it will open up probably in August. So I'll be in Halloween mode in August, 2 months prior to Halloween. But Chris Jericho is one of those guys. He's into that whole thing as I am, and he would be one of my bucket list people to meet. I don't know if it'll ever happen, and I don't know if it would be a good experience. A lot of people say don't meet your heroes. And I have met a couple of my heroes that I did not have a very good experience with. And I just, it kind of ruined me for that, for sure. I'm sure people have done that as well. They've met people, some of their heroes, and they turned out to be a total jerk. And that's what I can say about some people that I have met. I'm just going, I don't like that guy anymore. I liked him, but I don't like him anymore. I got no respect for them. So that's why I always try to be nice to people. As much as I can, I try to be nice to everybody I can be, especially when I'm playing. If I'm coming off the stage and somebody wants to talk to me, no problem, let's talk. If somebody wants to come in here to the shop, I get a lot of people coming in actually because of this channel. I've had people come in and they want to take pictures with me or talk to me or whatever. Guitar shows the same thing. I'm always willing to talk to you. Always, even if I'm busy, I'll at least try to get with you and do something with you real quick. I think that goes a long ways with people. You have to. So, I'm not really good at returning phone calls or texts. That's one thing I'm not good at. So I know people like send me texts and stuff, and they call me and stuff. And most of the time I'm busy. Most of the time I got something going on. I get a lot of people, they'll text me right when I'm getting ready to go on stage or something like that. Or I'm working on a guitar and I'm like right in the middle. I do not have time to talk to people while I'm doing it. I don't want to work on the guitar while somebody's talking to me because I'm too scared I'm going to screw up somebody's guitar. Because it goes back to the whole thing, I'm old. But anyways, what time do we have here? Oh, we've almost got 6 o'clock. How long have I been on here? I've been over 30 minutes. So, and I don't like to go much over 30 minutes anyways. I think that's plenty of time for everybody to listen to me ramble on. Ramble! No, I've never played that song. I've never played Ramble On. And I'm not going to do it with this guitar anyways, because this guitar needs a guitar string change. Yeah, this one needs some new strings. Oh yeah, oh, buddy, man, somebody. You ever feel a guitar and you pick it up and you go, man, those strings are like crusty, yucky. This is one of those guitars. I am going to have to take this guitar. This is going on the bench, and we're going to put some new strings on this guitar because somebody in here came in because this had new strings on it. Somebody has come into this shop and picked this guitar up, and they played it, and now it plays bad. Tip for you, real quick tip. If your guitar is not staying in tune, if you're having a problem with your tuning, look when the last time you changed your strings. I don't know about you, but I actually, on the back of my guitars, this is not one of my guitars, I usually have a little sticker here. I have a little piece of painter's tape, and I put a date on it. And it tells me exactly when I changed the strings on that guitar. And that tells me that it's time to put new strings on. Usually I will change my strings. I use the D'Addario XTs, by the way. I use D'Addario XTs. I will put those strings on, and I will get probably a month, maybe 2 months out of those, depending on how many gigs I have. And depending on which guitars I switch out, because I do switch out between guitars. And if one guitar doesn't get switched out as much, the strings can stay on there for a lot longer than just, a week or whatever. I remember when I was on the road and I had a guitar tech, I would change my strings once every 3 to 5 days. They were changed. And I was endorsed by DR Strings, so free strings, so it didn't matter. Hey, Randy, wanted to say hi from across the pond. Cool. Hello from across the pond, eh? No, well, you're not A, that would be Canada. So you're, how's it going? Cheers to you, mate. Is that right? So, yeah, so yeah, like I don't know about you, but that's a really good thing that like I said, I put the guitar and I'll put a little piece of tape on the back and I'll take a Sharpie and I'll put the date that I put the strings on, because if you have multiple guitars, it's kind of hard to remember what strings, when you put the strings on, all that stuff, all the information, and then it's on the back of your guitar and you go, oh, I haven't changed these strings in like 8 months. And I'll tell you a really funny story. You'll like this. My guitar student that I had the last time, he asked me, when did you change the strings on that guitar? Because, so bro, so true. Oh, so true. Yeah, so my student on this guitar that I had last night, I have a Godin A6 that I used to use all the time on stage, but then I got the Acoustic Sonic and I switched. But I used to put the sticker on the front, just to be gaudy, just to be stupid and gaudy, so people would go, what's that? So I put the sticker on there and it had 1, 20, 20. So 1, 20, 20. So this guitar had not had his guitar strings changed since 2020. And he said, you seriously, you've been playing that guitar since 2020? I said, yeah. And you've never changed the strings since then? I said, no. And believe it or not, these strings on that guitar, I snap them, they're good. They're actually pretty good. I mean, they're not perfect, but they're actually pretty good. Way better than I would ever think a set of strings would be after 5 years. But they are 5 years old, over 5 years old, because we're into April now and they're still good. As long as you clean them. No, I don't even do that. No, I don't even use fast fret on them. I do that now when I do play gigs with my electric guitars. Yes, I'm cleaning those things because we're playing outside a lot during the summer and I don't sweat. I'm one of those people that don't sweat. So maybe that's part of it. I'm not a sweater. It's like whoever touched this guitar was probably a sweater, and probably everything he touches, it turns to black. Because there are people that just have that chemical imbalance in their fingers that they turn everything black. I've got sweat like Roy Gallagher. If you can play like Roy Gallagher, that's even better. He was a great player. Yeah, Roy Gallagher, if you've never seen Roy Gallagher's guitar with all the paint coming off and stuff, supposedly from his arms sweating that bad, kind of ate away, the nitro finish on that guitar. If you don't know the difference between nitro and poly, so that's a big difference. Wish I could play like him, but I can sure sweat like him. Well, good. Well, good. You can sweat. Make it sweat. Sweat, 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 sweat. Oh, sweat, sweat. Oh, that's another song. Anyways, but so yeah, if you don't know about his guitar, they were finished in nitro, so that like in the 60s, and 50s, Fender used nitro on all their guitars. And nitro is nowhere near as thick. A pre-relic guitar. Yeah, the pre-relic ones. Yeah, I actually had a Nash that I played for a long time, and it was a great guitar. Actually, I still have one. I have a Brad Paisley. I have a Brad Paisley relic guitar. Great guitar. One of the Fender Brad Paisleys. The only problem with that guitar, it likes to do this. I don't know why. Usually Tellys are not that bad, but this one for some reason kind of does a little neck dive. Kind of reminds me of a Gibson Explorer. Well, not Explorer, but the Gibson Firebird. You know, with banjo tuners, you put that's a whole nother story. But I'm glad to see people just now you're showing up. I've got one, two, the silver one. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I had. Gibson. Gibson mod shop stuff. You're asking about that stuff. I've had a couple of those guitars. They're good guitars. Like the custom now. Now, if you're asking about custom shop stuff compared to the Fender custom shop, I mean they're both great. Have you ever carried Nash? Actually, I carry Nash. I don't have any in stock now. I've started carrying more of the LSLs. We actually talked about that last week on this channel. Talked about why I carried LSL over Nash. Nash is more of a parts guitar. So where is the guitar? Guitar Attic is in beautiful Holly Hill. No, we are in Daytona Beach, Florida. That's where we're at. We're actually in a little subdivision of Daytona Beach, Florida. So if you're over on the other side of the pond, because I know we have some people on here from over the other side of the pond, as you say, we're in Daytona Beach, Florida. And if you ever come over here for Bike Week or the Daytona 500 or any of the other events that they've run in here, stop by. Florida home of my good friend and favorite, Kip Elder, great guitar player. I know Kip Elder very well. Kip Elder, we actually, if you go back and watch my video from Orlando, the Orlando Guitar Show, me and Kip have a discussion about talking about stuff. Actually, Star Guitars, right back there, used to be 2 or 3 of them right there. That's where I used to have Kip's guitars. Cool. Yeah. He's a great builder. Yeah. I actually had 3 tellies over there that he built that we had in the shop a long time ago. I mean, back when Kip was kind of still new in the game, he was still doing more. Kip Elder, he owns Star Guitars, so if we talk about that real quick. He has Star Guitars. He makes custom guitars, really nice guitars, and he's been kind of known to make more relic and more custom Fender type stuff. But this year he is going away from that and actually now making his own model. It's a little different than the Fender type stuff, and it's really nice. I've got 3 of his guitars. I have 1. All right, cool, awesome, great, yeah. So yeah, Kip's a great builder. Yes, Kip Elder is in Winter Park, that area. Yes, that's exactly where he's at. And Kip played in a band. It's funny because Kip played in a band that, Elder, yeah. What else we got here? Is he a Nitro Master? Yes, he is. Yeah, he does some Nitro stuff as well. Yeah. So Kip actually played in a band called, I think they were called The Kill. And I actually did shows with those guys. I cannot remember if they opened for us or we did shows where yes, that's what it was. We did shows with them. So we were doing alternate nights. They actually worked with us a couple different nights, and we would open for them and they would open for us on the opposite nights. Because yeah, I do remember that. That's right. Yeah. Actually, Sammy, the bass player for them, plays in a band called Hypersona, which is doing really well. I was surprised how well that band is actually doing. They've had a bad track record with people, but they are doing really well. Happy for them. Man, it is a small world. I love guitar community. Yes, absolutely. It is a small community. Trust me. We're just a bunch of guitar players getting together. Just, you know, that's why I said I don't have an ego with or any kind of star you know, about people, because to me all guitar players are the same. We're all the same. We're just all trying to do the same thing, just trying to play guitar and enjoy our life and maybe make something of our life. And I always tell people, if you're playing a gig and you walk into the gig and you have an ego, I probably are not going to get along with you, because I don't believe in the whole ego thing. I think you need to check your ego at the door, especially if you're playing a bar gig. Yes, we are addicted guitar in the club, Boardwalk Pier. No. Wait a minute. Let me. What else got it? Yeah. Okay. So, real quick about the pier, the ocean piers, if that's what you're referring to, which was a big place back many years ago. Used to have two bands. One was on one side, one was on the other side. I played there many times. That particular club is gone. There is a place on top. There's a Joe's Crab Shack out there now. And on top of it, they have a place called The Roof. And bands will play out there. And it's not the same. The Ocean Pier was awesome. I love playing. Do I think made in Japan guitars will ever become Guitar Rack? Yes, exactly. Yes, Ocean Pier. Yes, yeah, it was a great place. But do I think the made in Japan guitars will ever become collectible? I think we're already in that area. We're already in there. If you have an early, like a 90s, late 80s, you go, everybody's better than I. I agree. Everybody's better than me too. So if you have like an 80s and 90s Japan Fender, or even like a Fernandez, like an early Fernandez from the 80s, like the very first ones, Fernandez got sued. If you don't know this story, but Fernandez used to make a Strat copy of a 62 and a 57, just like Fender was doing. Nitro, the whole 9 yards, with the Fender headstock. And they actually wrote all Japanese stuff. Cool. Awesome. I know my buddy Alex at Flash Flood, he's got a lot of that Japanese stuff. He loves that stuff. And I like it too, as well. I mean, I've got a made in Japan ESP over there, and I think there's an old Japanese Strat in the back, and there's a Japanese Tele back there as well. But yeah, I the Fernandez Strats, the early ones before they got sued, they actually wrote the Fernandez with the backward F and the whole 9 yards, and it looked like a Fender Strat, and they were cool guitars, really nice guitars. I actually carried them when they first came out. I'm the Welsh Flash Flood. Okay, cool. Welsh. So is that what you're actually over there, across the pond in Welsh? You have the different accent, I assume, compared to the people that are actually in London. That's what they say. They can, it's funny, people in America in the States, we don't realize that the people over the pond are just like us in a lot of ways, because we have people that are, live in the South, and I have an E4 contemporary Fender. Cool, awesome guitars. So people over here, we have like different sections of the States. So if you're down, oh, he's in Wales. All right, cool. Awesome. Thanks for watching. I appreciate that. So if people in Wales, or people not in Wales, but people in the United States, if you live in the South, south of the Mason-Dixon line, as they call it, you usually talk like this. You say, well, I reckon I'm going to go up there and hang out up on the hill up there and waiting for the fish to come up since I'm fishing out here. So those are the South people. Then you have the people up north who, "Hey, you doing? Nice to see you. I'm from New York," and blah, blah, blah. And then you have people in California. And believe it or not, I kind of identify more with the California people by my accent, because a lot of people think that I am from California. I did live in California for a short time. And so I don't really have an accent. So, you know, I can easily go back into my surfer days and go, "Dude, so I was hanging out with some hotties and we were like going like totally gnarly, man. The waves were going off." And so, all right, I'm in Cleveland. Yeah, you guys really don't have an accent. I actually have a friend in Amherst. So you know where that's at. So Dr. Z is actually in that Cleveland area as well. So I know that area. I've been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So I went through it, and I went to Alice Cooper's restaurant that I don't think is there anymore. I think it's gone, but it used to be not far from there. Amherst, yes. Of course you know where it is. Of course. It's part of the area. Deep South accent is the closest American to English accent. Deep South? No, I don't think so. I would say people from Alabama and some parts of Georgia have a slower accent. Wales has use of Pennsylvania. I got part of that. But the reason I know this, and I'll be kind of funny about it. You'll like this if you're in Wales, and some people will get this. There is a show on HBO Max, I think it is, here in the States, and it's called Naked Attraction. Naked Attraction is people that they check these people out by their body parts. So they show the lower part of the body, the middle part, and then the top, and then they let them speak. And they don't show you, you can't talk to them, but you listen to them speak. And these people say, "Oh, I really am attracted to people from necked." Necked, yeah. "I'm really attracted to people from Southampton," or whatever, whatever these different parts of, Europe and stuff. And they can tell, by their accent. Naked Attraction. I got canceled, but it was fun. Yeah. But if you haven't seen the show and you want a little fun and just kind of like check some things out, it's on HBO Max. Just look it up, Naked Attraction. You'll go, "Really?" What's up, Ed? Gil here. I don't know who Ed is, but hi, Gil. Nice to meet you. I'm Randy. Anyways, yeah, so like one person said back a little ways, they said, "Guitar Act, 1672.5 Ridgewood Avenue, just north of Flemish, beautiful North Holiday Hill." That's what I'm supposed to do. And it's funny when people ask me the guitar, they'll call the store or something, or they'll call me to ask me something, "Where you live?" And I do the whole spill. The guy's toes to then. Okay. All right. So I guess so. I can't see really well, so my eyes have gone away. Guitar, so I tune. This Gil. Hi, Gil. What's up, man? So anyways, what do we got here? What do we got? I'm 60 years old and have at least 20 guitars. Okay. This is that a 245? Yes, it is a 245 that does not stay in tune. Because it has old crested strings. If you go back and watch the other half of this stream, you'll see me talking about how these strings are toe up. They toe up. That's what some of the people from the South say. They toe up, man, toe up. You towing something? You love your 245? Yeah, this guitar will, hopefully somebody will buy it. This actually belonged to my singer in my band. You should do naked attraction with guitars. Hi. Yeah, could you do that? So, all right, what is this guitar? And then you go, and then you go like this. And then by the time you got to the neck, you would know. But see, you'd have to decide. We talk about this Naked Attraction show that's on HBO Max. Like I was telling everybody, they show the bottom part of a guy, girl, medium part up from their bottom to their chest, and then they go up to their head. So it looks good. It's a Chipson. No, it's not a Chipson. It's a Paul Reed Smith. You don't have any chips. All right, so I'll grab a guitar and you tell me what it is. All right, let's just have a little fun with you guys, all right? You tell me what this guitar is. All right. Anybody have any idea what it is right now? What is it? What is this guitar? Okay, good guesses so far. Very good. Made in Japan is correct. But what is it? Let's see if you guys can get it. You got Made in Japan. One thought it was an Electro. One thought it was a Greenie. Neither one of those are correct. And that person is correct. Ding, 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 ding. It is a Univox. Exactly. It is a Univox. There it is. Bingo. Very good. You win. Let's get even harder. You guys want to play some fun? Let's have some fun. What is it? You guys will never get this guitar in a million years. Never. That one was very hard. So BC Rich, no, it's not. We actually have a Univox amp over here right now. Did you know that Univox and Lafayette were the same amps? That's a weird one. But Lafayette actually was sold in a place called Radio Shack here in the States. So anybody else want to give a try at the Skull guitar there? Or is everybody giving up? I'll wait a couple more tries. Oh my God. How did you know? It's very good. It is a Vester. It is a Vester. I'm impressed. Wow. Good job. I didn't think anybody in a million years would ever figure out that guitar is a Vester. I'm a nerd. Yeah, you are a nerd. You're long, I mean, you got a game controller in your hands for sure. So, all right, guys, I have been on here long enough. I have to get out of here. I have stuff that I have to do. It's been fun. It's been real. Thanks for watching. Please do hit the like and subscribe button. And tell your friends, We'll be back here once again next week, just after 5. We'll be doing this whole thing again. And just remember, the week after that, we won't be here. We will be detoxing. But we will be here next week. And I'll see you later, guys. Take care.